Hey guys, Neve again. In this video we are going to set up some of the homework that you need to do before you get to the mastermind. Now this is actually really important because if you don't do this, you are going to be in the room unable to actually complete some of the action steps we're going to be doing together as a group. And this also will really set you up to be able to use these concepts of connection really easily. You'll be really glad you did it, and it only takes about 10 minutes. In this video we're talking about I thought I had to sneeze, okay. We're talking about the I am list and building bridges, okay? So first off, let's talk about the I am list, because this is what I want you to do before you get there. Some of you will have already done this, and I would challenge you to every now and again do it as an excellent exercise in unlocking some of your creative ideas, in putting yourself out there, in creating strong connections, and sharing details and interests. So the I am list is basically sitting down at a table. This has to be done in one sitting, okay? Sitting down at a table with a list, with a sheet of paper in front of you, and writing the words I am, and then completing that 50 times. So I am a mom. I am a wannabe fashion designer. I am someone who used to take the bus to work. I am, you can list all kinds of things. All kinds of things, and this can include things that you used to do, things that were in your past. This can include things that you love, things that you read, things that you do on a day-to-day basis. I'm a morning jogger. I am an excellent mom. I am a survivor of, I can't even remember what it's called, that depression you get. Postnatal depression, postpartum depression. So this can go on and on and on. The reason why you want to sit down and do it in one sitting is that in that free flow, you're going to get to points at which your regular logical thinking mind turns off, because it's going to get bored and it's going to run out of ideas, and then the flow will just be unconscious random stuff. Some random stuff will come up, but only if you do it in one sitting, and you do it as quickly as you can. And don't filter anything out. So you create this list of 50 items. And I'll show you, you need to bring that list with you to the mastermind, but I'll show you kind of a little idea of what we do with that list. So some of those things in that list can inspire you to share specific stories, to share specific struggles, and more specific things that can create that sense of connection in your videos, in your blogs, in your content. Some of it can go into your emails. The other thing though is it'll open you up to interests and ideas for specific posts that you can do to maybe open you up to different types of audiences. I play the mom card a lot, but I'm a lot more than a mom, and there's a lot more audiences that I can reach, and it's in kind of unleashing the things that you forget about yourself. Sometimes you work yourself into a box. I've been doing the mom thing for a while, but you know what? 4.5 years ago, I was not a mom. And I had, 25 years of my life of not being a mom and of having other labels and other things that I was interested in, that I would define myself by, that I would consider very important to me. And so this will help you to unniche, because I think what happens is people decide to niche themselves down so much that they become completely one-dimensional. Their creativity runs dry, their enthusiasm runs dry, and they kind of limit themselves. But this will allow you to see, okay, how can I create a complete picture of a person? And a complete picture of a person means that you're multifaceted, and it also means that you can talk and write about what's interesting you. So, create your I am list, do it in one sitting, do it as fast as you can, okay? And number 2, we're going to talk about bridges. So I want you to understand how you can take any kind of concept, any kind of idea, and turn it into talking about home business. Because let's face it, that's really what we want to sell. So, so quite often the connection can be a little bit elusive. So if I say, I'm an aspiring fashion designer, I can write a very specific blog post or do a specific video on how, what it is that I'm doing, maybe a project that I'm working on. And then we need to think about, okay, these people who are watching this will probably have some kind of a similar interest. And how can we bridge that interest into a home business or a blog? So then it becomes, and I decided to take this interest and blog about it and turn it into an income for myself so that I could have the time and the freedom to actually pursue designing without having to worry about whether or not I was going to be successful. I knew that I wasn't in it to go to, fashion design shows. I wasn't in it to go back to school. I was in it because I loved it, which meant that what I needed for it was free time and not needing to rely on it as a source of income. Now guess what? If that's the case for me, the people will be reading into it. Oh man, I don't really want to do all that stuff. I want to have freedom. I want to just feel free to pursue the art. And they'll be connecting those little stitches, feeling closer. And then from there, it's, well, in order to do that, I knew I needed to create an income that would give me time freedom and also allow me to be free from a job so that I could pursue this interest. And I've discovered that in this home business, and you can be introduced to the one I use over here. And it'll give you an idea of what you can do. So that's one way to bridge it. Another way to bridge it would be to say, I'm growing and pursuing this interest by sharing and connecting with others online via blogging. Now, in order to blog, it's really important not to waste your time trying to learn blogging, trying to learn the technical skills associated with blogging. I want to spend my time working on my designs and sharing them on my blog and creating a great income doing it so that I have more freedom to continue to design. So in order to get your own blog, you can look at the blog that I chose. This is allowing me to create complete freedom. I've been able to create this much income. Make sure to look at the income disclosure, and you can learn more about it over here. Obviously, that's just the rough points. But you can see that you can bridge anything using that connection, and they will start to see how what you are talking about is going to work for you. Now, an important thing to remember when you're doing the bridge is what is the kind of major benefit that you are selling them? If the benefit is time freedom and financial freedom, then that's home business. Then that fits perfectly with the home business videos that Prosperity Team have available for you, the funnels that Prosperity Team have available for you. If you're talking more about the blog, that might fit better the commission loophole or one of the Empower Network sales videos. So always think about keeping the message that you are connecting them to consistent. So you're taking the idea of design or the idea of whatever it is that the topic that you've chosen to talk about, building a bridge from that to why having financial freedom, having time freedom, or having a blog is going to help resolve their issues, any problems that they might have pursuing this topic that they love, or if you're talking about a story about some hardship you went through, it might be I resolved that hardship through business, blog, or freedom, all these concepts. So you're bridging what it is you're talking about to the solution. And then the solution is for them to watch the video and decide if it's for them. And if you tell them, you can decide if this is for you, what it does is it allows them that freedom to go, oh, okay, well, I will decide if this is for me. People are quite often afraid. They think that they have to tell people, you have to join this is the only thing you can possibly do. But quite often, when you give them the respect of saying, you can decide, they actually just really want to align themselves with you even more. So this all ties into the connection. So that is your homework. Your homework is to write the 50 I ams list and just think about possible bridges. You don't need to have any written down, but you can take that concept and run with it right now with your content, with what it is you're doing. Now, if you're still kind of going, oh my gosh, this is a lot to take in, how do I turn this into income? How do I apply this stuff to my business? But hang on, I'm only doing paid advertising. How do I incorporate this into paid advertising? It's all going to become very clear in the mastermind, but I do need you to do your 50 I am list before you're in the room. And we're going to be doing some work with it, and you're going to leave that room with a really clear understanding of how to create bridges, a really clear understanding and plan for some of the things you want to take from your list and turn into content, turn into stories, turn into connections, and also a plan of how to schedule in connecting as part of your actions without taking any more actions. All right, guys, so I cannot wait to see you there. Make sure you do your homework and see you at the Mastermind.